have filed extensions on their taxes back before April, and that due date is coming up on October 15th. So whenever it is a tax period, it's a great idea to use a shredder to get rid of documentation that you don't need. And this is the guy who's been bringing us by far our best-selling shredders. Craig Smith is back with us once again.
Excellent to see you, my man. Good to see you.
I'll tell you what, this thing is a beast.
It is a beast.
I remember when shredders first came out. It was a great idea. It got rid of a lot of the bulk mail that we get and a lot of the garbage mail that we get. But a single staple was like kryptonite to it.
Forget about that with the staples. This one, no problem at all.
In fact, it will take up to 9 sheets of paper at one time. And it even has an auto document feeder where I can put 100 pages into it and just walk away and let it do its thing.
That's this part right here. And this is what I love about this auto feed tray, Dan. Up to 100 pieces of paper. Now, for those people out there, and I know you're out there, my dad, I think, is one of them, that you're still holding on to the cable bill from 6 years ago. You got that file of all the cable bills you ever paid.
That sounds familiar.
Where you have your taxes still from the 1990s. By the way, 7 years for your taxes, and you're good to go. You can get rid of them. This auto feed tray now allows you to put up to 100 pages. No staples in the auto feed tray, but you just stack up the pieces of paper, you walk away from the machine, and the Royal paper shredder does it all for you.
And Royal is a company that's been around for a long time.
Since the early 1900s. So huge in the office equipment phrase. We typewriters, Royal, adding machines, Royal, cash registers, Royal. They've done it all, and they've been doing it for in excess of 100 years.
And this is not just a matter of getting rid of paper clutter in your home. It's also about making you safer in terms of security issues in regards to identity theft. Because it's happening more and more often. What are the things that we should be shredding to make sure that bad guys don't get a hold of that information?
Yeah, basically anything that has your personal or financial information. It's actually recommended as soon as you're done using that piece of paper, don't just leave it laying around. And especially the stuff we get in the mail every day. We always hear about the hackers online. That's a major problem. If you have a PC, you always get antivirus. This is antivirus for the hard paper stuff.
For snail mail.
Yeah, or any document you have laying around your house. And we all do it. We walk in the door. What are the things that come in your mail that you actually use? Maybe 2 or 3 pieces a day, and you get 9 or 10. Most of us just do this with the rest of them. It's not. I don't really need that. The bad guys, the dumpster divers who go into your trash, they put this stuff back together. And next thing you know, they've taken out a loan in your name, they've taken out a credit card in your name, and you're the one that has to go back and say, no, that's not me. And this is a great way to protect your identity.
And it's hard to prove you didn't do something when you really didn't do it.
It is, yes.
So we are right now in a wonderful position because I've got colors. And I've got colors I don't remember ever having.
Oh yeah, brand new colors.
Because it used to be, these wonderful little shredders were only available in black.
Black and silver for the longest time. Yeah, now we got that one right there. How about that mint green we have? That's beautiful.
That's pretty.
Next is the rose gold. We also have it in navy blue. And then on the end is the burgundy. So we have those 4 colors in front. And then the 2 colors we have here up top, Dan. We have the classic black and then the silver. What's new about this version of the Royal Shredder, we had a similar version last year. We're also going to include that color on the front as well. So you can see the black bin, the silver bin. So it's giving you that solid color all the way through.
I like the window too, because the window lets me know just how full it might happen to be. The whole unit, by the way, is on casters, so you can move it around in your office space. This is also what they call a micro-cut shredder. So it is cutting into the tiniest pieces, whatever document you feed into it. And that's not the way the mechanisms used to work even a few short years ago.
That's what we have right there, those 3 bins in front there. By the way, Dan, all 3 of these bins, 25 sheets of paper. The 25 sheets of red, 25 sheets of yellow, 25 sheets of green. The difference is the red is what's called a strip cut shredder. This was popular in the 70s and 80s. I know a lot of people still hold on to these, but that doesn't really protect your information that well. Next, we have what's called a crosscut. A lot of these are still popular on the market today. But you can see, we still have those strips of paper. You could still get a Social Security number off there. You still could get a date of birth. This is what Royal does. This is micro-cut shredding. So every individual piece of paper, an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, Dan, is turned into 1,100 little pieces. So when the bad guys say, yeah, I'm going to dive into your dumpster, I'm going to try to get your personal information. If you put it through this shredder, you're not putting that puzzle back together again. Not going to happen.
Even something as innocuous as your name and your address, which is on every single envelope that comes to your home, that's the starting point for a thief to start building a false identity, but using your name. So shred everything. And you're dumping credit cards in there.
Credit cards going right through there. How about the checks? I know a popular thing nowadays, you get a personal check from somebody or you get a check for maybe a job that you had done.
Right.
What a lot of us do, we use the banking apps, right? I use it all the time.
Then what do you do with the check?
What do you do with the check? And again, this doesn't get the job done. Simply tearing the piece of paper in half doesn't do anything.
This half doesn't give you much, but that's enough information there to be able to actually tell what your bank account number is.
I got name, address, phone number, routing number for the check, all of that information that we're just throwing away. We're basically just throwing it out there saying, hey, if you find this, you're going to get this information. You drop it in the Royal Microcut Shredder, you're not going to get any of that information.
I used to have to babysit my older shredder. It would only take one piece of paper at a time. This one, you can put a stack of 9 in there, or I can take up to 100 sheets all together, slap them into the top, and just walk away. And it's snowing in Pennsylvania.
That's confetti. I don't know what championship parade you're getting ready for, but you've got all the confetti you possibly could need with that right there.
Run me through the colors again, if you wouldn't mind, Craig.
Well, we've got the silver and the black up top here. What I'm actually doing, I'm changing this one out because I want to show you what it looks like with a clear bin, but the color bin is going to mirror the same color of the rest that you have right there.
All right.
So silver and black up top, and then down here at the bottom,
mint green.
We have our mint. Next to that is our rose gold, followed by navy, and then a brand new color we got there in burgundy.
That's nice.
6 beautiful colors. And this is that clear bin, just to kind of show you. These are the pieces of paper going through the shredder right now. And look what it's doing to all of them. It's completely pulverizing page after page after page. So when you want to clean out that file cabinet, you want to say, hey, look, I got rid of that, service 10 years ago, but I still got the stack of bills. This is the way to do it. You put up to 100 sheets in the bin at a time, you walk away from the machine, you're good to go.
You break up with somebody, that's more gratifying than a country song with love letters.
If you have 100 love letters, Dan, that was a long-term relationship right there.
I'm surprised.
There goes the credit card as well.
Crosscut Shredder has not made its way into a country western hit.
I don't know if Willie Nelson's working on one of those or not.
It's possible.
It could be. Just drop that right in there. Yeah, look at that. Just blows right through it.
I like that staples don't affect it at all.
Let me grab a couple of pages here. I'll actually show that for you.
By the way, where'd you get that stapler?
I got this from, by the way, my wife uses, she has this stapler, so I grabbed the stapler from my wife when I was running out the door. Yeah, it's a large staple. But look at all this. I'm putting staple after staple after staple through here.
They come with a safety harness?
Yeah.
What the?
It may have, you can hook it to your belt loop, I think, if you want to, but look at that. All those staples going through here. I got about 4 pieces of paper and drop it right in. Doesn't even slow down this shredder. And it's not a chainsaw loud shredder like the ones they used to have back in the day, but it's still going to blast through the credit cards, blast through all those old canceled checks.
How many companies nowadays have these courtesy cards?
Oh, yeah.
Around here, every convenience store. Mm-hmm. That's...
Or worse yet, you go to the restaurant, they give you that loyalty card. Those things are great. I use them quite a bit, but the challenge is they have a lot of your personal information on those cards.
Yes, that's true.
So even though these are hanging out in your wallet, what most of us do with the expired cards, we play this game.
Yeah.
You try to bend it back and forth.
Well, the
you try to break it, you can't do it.
The information is actually stored in the magnetic strip in the back.
Exactly. So if you don't properly get rid of that, here, just drop it right in here. Look.
Oh, it's gratifying.
Blast right through there, no problem at all. Yep.
It's like feeding a shark.
Yeah. I knew you'd like that.
And a price tag that's $99.98. That price tag is what we call a wall supplies last price. We have done business with Royal Business Machines now for several decades. And with that in mind, we have sold, oh my gosh, Craig? The older version of this, I think we sold over 100,000 pieces.
We could have, yeah. The version we had last year is pretty similar to this one. Of course, the upgrade is going to be a larger window that we have in the front, so you're able to see the bin much more clearly.
I think it's also quieter.
It might be quieter, true. And also,
I have last year's model. That's what's in my office.
And that's
right
a great
now.
one as well. So it's tremendously efficient for all the junk that we have. Well, and let's face it, every day in the mail, how much junk do you get? Whether it's a credit card offer, whether it's those blank checks that you get of, oh, by the way, you've been approved for a $50,000 loan from someplace you never heard of before.
Skippy, yeah.
Yeah, we already got all your information already on the check. You know what? Don't play around. You can put entire envelopes in here as well and just pulverize it.
It'll make clutter in your home a thing of the past in terms of paperwork. I was taught at an early age, you touch a piece of paper once and you're done. That's it.
Don't leave it laying around.
No,
if it's got important information, get rid of it.
Yep. And do it with the new modern technology that makes things safer. Again, this was strip cutting back in the late 70s, early 80s. Then they went to cross cutting. And now you've got what they call a micro cut, which is what this machine is doing. Same amount of pieces of paper. You said 25 in each color, but you'll notice that you're also taking up a whole heck of a lot less space with the micro cut, too.
Which means you don't have to empty the bin quite as often.
Yep.
And again, this has a 4.5 gallon bin, so you'll be able to shred and shred and shred without having to worry to empty it too often.
This guy's coming back with one of the best deals you and I have either seen
This is an
on
impressive
micro
one, yeah.
earbud headphones. Really, really good.